Looking forward to getting together today, and I'm going to go over a couple of things. I'm going to talk about training intensity. I'm going to go over compound exercises and just whatever can come to my mind. I've been talking to you last couple of weeks about your diet. I did a grocery haul. Then I was on the treadmill the last time. So now I'm in the gym talking about some very simple things that you can do. So one of the first things is a warm-up. I'm going to give you a little warm-up that you can do anytime. This is a warm-up you could do when you wake up in the morning, or if you feel tired during the day. Let's say if you're working at your desk and you feel a little tired and stiff, sometimes the blood just kind of pools a little bit. So when you just get up and start moving around, you get the blood circulating. So I'm going to start showing you how to circulate the blood from the whole body. So let's start with some simple arm swings. So if you're standing up, shoulder width apart, chest up and shoulders back. That's called anatomical posture. If you ever look at an anatomy chart, they're like this. If you look at anatomy, that's called anatomical posture. So if I turn, you notice my chest is up, my shoulders are back. So that's what anatomical posture is. So to practice that, stand up and turn your palms out as far as you can. And then without moving anything else, just let your arms relax and your shoulders and everything should be in anatomical posture. Let's do this. Start with some arm swings, simple arm swing. Feet shoulder width apart. And this is just letting momentum carry. You're not really doing very much except letting the body just swing a little bit. And you'll do make 10 of those, 10 or 12 of those. And then you're going to cross them. And each time you cross, alternate your arm position. The right is on top, the left is on top. And you'll do those for about 10 repetitions. Okay. Once you finish that one, you're going to go into what's called a swing. So you're doing the upper body, now you're going to swing, involving a little bit of the lower and upper body. Swinging. Very no effort. Trying to imagine your body just kind of hanging there and it's just kind of wrapping and swinging. Yeah. So just a swing. 10 to 12 to each side. And now you're going to touch and up, like we did in school probably, right? Couple of those. And these are things that you can do when you're at your desk or, you're kind of tired during the day. Do like 10 of those. And then you're going to do squats. I'll turn to the side a little bit. So the squats is going to drop down and just hands out. Just like that. Getting that blood flowing. Yeah. Drop down as low as you can comfortably. Good. All right. And then the last one is kind of mobility and a little bit of circulation. It's jumping jacks. You do 20 of those. All right. So that's just a little warm up. First thing in the morning when you wake up, you can do that as a warm up. You can do it before you work out. As I mentioned, during the day when you start feeling a little stiffness in your neck and shoulders and a little back is a little sore and stiff, just get up and run through that little warm-up routine. So I think you're going to get a lot out of that. Now let's move on to what's called isolation exercises. They're showing you I'm going to training intensity first. A lot of times people are not training intensely enough. So how intensely should you train? I'll give you an example here. If I'm doing curls, for instance, here, and it depends on your goal. I would be doing this for 12 reps. Let's see if that's 10, 11, 12. And you rest. You say, was that training, was that intense? Not really. So if your goal is to tone the muscle, you're still going to need a little bit more resistance than that. Because if I can do 12 repetitions, and it doesn't really exhaust me very much, it doesn't really exhaust the muscle, then the muscle's not going to be worked beyond that point. You have to have enough stimulus to force the muscle to say, I've got to change. I've got to get stronger. I've got to get more toned. I've got to get bigger. But if you don't create the stimulus to make the muscle have to do that, the muscle will say, oh, I've got this. I don't have to change anything. We can do this already. So why would anything change if you can do this? So if I can do 12 repetitions and I can pick it up and do it again and I do 3 or 4 sets of 12 and I can do it already and it's not a problem and I just keep repeating that, my body's already adapted to that level of intensity. So I'm not going to train or get any further. I'm not going to get past that point. So I'm going to kind of model for you what training intensity would be like if I wanted to either tone or build or whatever. And here's another thing. People say, I don't want to get big muscles. If a muscle is soft and weak, it doesn't go from being soft and weak to being some huge ripped muscle, okay? So you're not gonna go from like flaccid to big muscly man or woman or whatever. You're gonna train the same. Your muscles go from being weak to being stronger. It might not change shape yet, or it might not become more toned yet. You just get stronger. You won't notice a lot of definition. You won't notice a lot of bulk. You'll just get stronger. That's a phase that you go through. And as you keep getting stronger, you'll notice the muscle tone starts coming in. You say, wow, I can see I can see the muscles, showing up a little bit better. When I flex my muscles, I can see them. I'm becoming more toned. And if you keep training at the level of intensity or keep bumping it up, you'll see the muscles start to grow a little bit. Now, let's say if you only want to become toned, then you just keep your training at the level of what's toning, when you're getting the result of toning, okay? So if I'm doing 20 pounds right now and it's pretty easy, and I start to notice at around 25 or 30 pounds, I start noticing I start seeing muscle tone. Oh, okay, so 30 pounds, I'm seeing muscle tone. This is good. So I know if I keep going to 35 or 40 or 50 pounds, it's going to bulk the muscle. But if I'm not interested in the bulk, I will stop at about 30 pounds. I'll just kind of train with 30 pounds, just keep it there. And I'll keep improving my tone and just keep it at that level. So that avoids you from thinking that you're going to bulk up by training. So here's what it would look like if I was really training at a level of intensity, or you're training a level of intensity that you should, for 12 reps. So I'm going to be kind of faking it here, for you. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right. Whew. All right. Hey, that's a pretty good faking job, huh? I faked it before. At any rate, that's what 12 reps should be like if you're really pushing hard. You shouldn't finish that 12 reps and feel like you can just hang out and chat with everybody. And also, 12 reps should require focus. If I'm doing my 12 reps, if you're working out like this, and you're like, so after I leave here, I'm going to go and have some pizza. Well, I've got to remember to get gas. And, oh, yeah, another thing. And, you're chatting and that's not working out. You're not going to get there that way. You've got to really focus, which means your workout has to make you focus. So if you don't have a workout that's intensely enough, or you're training at a level that you have to focus, you're going to get results, but you're not going to get the result that you want, and not as quickly as you would like. Okay, so think about that. Whatever exercise you're doing, no matter what it is, there has to be a level of intensity required to do that. So that's how intensely you should train. So let's say if that was my first set, then I rest 60 to 90 seconds, and then I'll pick it up and do it again. My second set, as I'm really pushing, and I'm trying to get those 12 again. And if I can get those 12, that's good. If not, I just push 10 is all I can do. And then my maybe third and fourth sets, because I recommend maybe 4 sets, you would drop it down to maybe 10 repetitions, 8 repetitions. You don't ever go below 6. Just say we're around 8 to 12 reps. The 8 to 12 rep range is what I recommend for you right now. So your first set may be 12 reps. Your second set you should be able to do for 12 or pretty close to it. But when you get to your third and fourth set, you should be probably at about 10 or 8 reps. All right. And then you're always going to try and strive to get to 4 sets of 12. That's your goal. So if your first set is 12, then after a week or so, you got 2 sets of 12. Now you're doing 12 and 12, and then maybe 10, and then maybe 8. Then you keep working at it. Then suddenly you got 12, 12, 12. So when you get to 4 sets of 12, you bump up your weight. But you'll notice that as you're pushing every week with those muscles at that level of intensity, you're going to notice it's getting more toned. You're going to get stronger. You can't keep it at that level of intensity without change happening. So that's how you're going to make your results happen. Let's talk about compound exercises. and isolation exercises. Because to get the most out of your body, depending on your result, like if I'm bodybuilding, I will split my body parts up. I will do chest and back one day, legs one day, then arms and shoulders maybe another day. So that's how you may do it. So I will take my whole body and not do it in one day. I'll do it over a 3-day period. But if you're not intent on trying to gain muscle, you want to just tone everything up, lose the body fat, get the body leaner, then you can do like full body exercises or more in one day. So here's an idea of what a compound exercise would be. All right. In isolation, first of all, what I was doing was curls. That is isolation because I'm only using the elbow joint. That's the only joint that's moving is the elbow joint here. So as I curl, it doesn't really tire you out to use one joint because one joint only going to activate so much of your body. Think about all the joints in your body, and if you only got one joint moving and you've got joints, then you're only going to get so much result out of it. But let's pump it up a notch. Let's throw in this curl and let's go to a press. Now I've involved more joints. I've involved my elbow joint as well as my shoulder joint. So now I've added these muscles here as well as the shoulder joint muscles. Now I'm doing compound. So you're pumping it up a notch. I can do 12 reps here and not really breathe hard. But if I start doing this, let me show you. Here, here. I can already feel it, even though this weight was kind of light with me when I was doing the curls, but now I've added another element to it. This weight is feeling more adequate. Because I went from an isolation to a compound exercises, and you can see how I'm breathing. I only did about 6 reps or so. So imagine if I did 12 reps, then I rested 90 seconds, and I hit that again for 4 sets. I've got a lot of work done with my upper body. So I'm training then my biceps as well as my shoulders. Let's go to another compound movement that you could do with the dumbbells. Let's see. Yeah, okay, I'll add legs into this. So now I'm going to throw a couple more compound joints in here. So let's say I go to here. So I'm in this position, and I'm going to squat down, come up, and press. Press. You're adding, I only did a couple reps. I mean, I can really start to feel this. But that shows you how much it works. By me throwing in the knee joint, hip joint. So when I drop down, my hip joint's bending, my knee joint's bending. So that means all those muscles of my butt, my thighs, my glutes, hamstrings are all moving to bring me up. So I'm using a lot of muscle to do just that squatting portion. And then when I bring up to the top, I go up. Now I'm using the shoulder joints. I'm using, the triceps, the shoulders, muscles of the back. So it's a way to get a good workout in. So if you want to throw in a workout, you'll be doing something like that. You could start with curls, shoulder press. You do 12 reps. You'll rest about a minute or 90 seconds. Go again. Curls, shoulder press. And you'll do 4 sets of those. Repeat that for 4 times. And then you go to the squat and then pressing. Again, because the shoulder press is a movement that involves so much of the body, you can do that in another, again. But I would say squats to shoulder press would be another exercise. Let's see a third one. Oh, okay. This is kind of like a glute. Well, we'll just do it. It's like a deadlift. In front of you a little bit, you're going to drop down, come up, and you're going to bend over and up. So it's kind of a stiff-legged deadlift and a regular deadlift. Here, there. You're really doing a lot of lower back work, and you're really toning the glutes when you're when you're bending over here, you want to make sure your back is flat. Don't round out. Flat, and stick your butt out. And when you're coming up, you're going to be driving up with the butt. And when you drop down, you're going to be bringing in, the hamstrings, glutes, quads, all that. Another good one. And the last one, you'll use a bench. I'll use a bench to show you that one. You should have a bench. When you're doing your exercises, I recommend that you invest in a bench and dumbbells. That's the simplest way you can do this. I'm doing bench and dumbbells today. So with this, you're going to be doing chest. I'm going to be doing what's called a combination exercise for chest. So from here, dumbbells are close in, pushing straight up. Now my arms are going to be slightly bent, and I'm coming out. Back up, down. That's one. Out. 2. 3. 4. That's how you hit that one. You're combining compound and isolation. So the compound part of that movement, or the multiple joints part of that movement, was when I was doing the press. When I was doing the press portion, come here, dumbbell. Trying to roll away from me. When I was doing the pressing portion, I'm using 2 joints, shoulders and elbow joint. And then when I came out like this to do my fly, that's called a fly move. Now I'm isolating, but both of them still work in the chest. Isolation, bringing them out like that, and in. Press. Out. There we go. So we covered today warm-ups, a little bit of a warm-up you can do. I talked about training intensity, showing you how you can train intensely, and we should be training at a level of intensity to get a result. And then I went over a little bit of a routine with the dumbbells. It was between compound and isolation, but we dealt mostly with compound movements, multiple body movements. If you have any questions about the routine or how I can put something together, you know I've got my program is there. For you guys that have not gotten on board, the cart is going to close for the program tomorrow, Tuesday. So if you're interested in the program, just go to drgenejames.com and you'll see where you can purchase the program, where I go over not just this, but so much more. But I gave you a little bit of a sample of this because I love you guys and I want you to get the best out of whatever you're doing. But to really get more out of it, I'll be doing more lives like this if you're a part of the program. I'm still letting you get a little sneak peek into what I do with my students. I do a lot of these lives. I do a lot of the videos on diet. I'm answering questions. I want to be in contact with you all the time because in order for you to get the result that you want, you need a mentor. You need to have someone there to kind of help guide you through it all. I feel like a lot of you guys are signing up for the program and you're still trying to do it all on your own. This program was not designed for you to be solo. I wrote it so that it was kind of a general program, sort of like, in a ballpark, sort of like getting you there. You can use it to get you there, but not every program is going to be, let me start again. The program is not going to fit everybody. So I put something out there that basically is going to be kind of a baseline, and now we start adding to it to customize this program to fit you exactly. The diet is going to be customized to fit what you need in your metabolism. So get with me, and I'm going to be tweaking these things for you, because that's what I do. That's my purpose. Is not just give you a program. Say, okay, here you go. I mean, that's what a lot of people do when they sell programs online. They just write a program, you buy it. Okay, I'll see you. But my goal is to help you reach yours. So I can't do that by just kind of like trying to sell programs. I want you to be the best you that you could possibly be. And it's going to take whatever I can give you. I can do it now because I only have a handful of people I'm working with. By the end of the year, I'll probably have several hundred of people I'm working with, and I won't have this time to devote to them individually. So you're getting like really spoiled treatment right now, because I couldn't do this if I have 100 people or 1,000 people that'll sign up for my program. I'll have to kind of like do more group sessions to try and reach everybody. But right now, I'm available to you guys. So hope that's a good day today as far as the information. I hope you got it and it's making sense to you. And Whatever you're doing today, guys, make it awesome. See ya.